Sam, the man.
Sam, I am.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, brother? I hope we didn't wake you up too early, man.
Oh, come on, man. Ain't no thing.
All right. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you giving this Metal
Matt.
Web Show some time.
Well, fucking hey. Thanks for reaching
What's
out.
that
Thanks for
camera?
calling me.
It's on.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely, man. We love the band, man. We search the web all the time trying to find quality music and band, and you guys write some fucking great songs, man.
Means the world, man. Thanks so much.
Yeah, and I tell you, just texting with you, when I connected with you, man, I love your fucking energy, man. You know,
Oh, come on, dude.
I swear to God, even when you're texting, man, you got a great energy, and I said, man, I could hang with Sam. I don't even know him, but I could hang with him, man.
That's all it is at the end of the day, man. We're all just here for rock and roll. It's only supposed to be a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. And your singer, man, Lucas, made a great comment. He says, when you came into the band, shit started happening. What does he mean by that, brother?
Well, the bass player before me, the reason he left was Void Vator finally had a chance to play out of Los Angeles and play in San Diego. And, you know, first show out of town is not always going to be prime time Friday, Saturday. It was like a Wednesday. And he threw a fit and was like, I can't play on weeknights. And it's like, you know, we can't go out on a school night. What do you mean? So,
Yeah, that's not rock and roll.
I think I was born to do this. So when you meet a bunch of other dudes that feel the exact same way, then I think the universe just kind of reacts. You know what I mean?
Man.
Just started playing more. Music videos, more interest, you know. I played in a band before Void Vator called Legal Tender that was similar in the sense of like it was a bunch of dudes that just really just got it, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, and in that band I did a lot of social media stuff, and I think that's a big attribute to why we're in the position that we are, is because I've been fortunate enough to kind of like understand the necessity of this, you know. I mean, I don't like it, totally blows, but you got to do it if you want to reach other people besides just people in your hometown, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, so, I mean, you're doing a great job with that, man. Now, Void Vator, the name, man, could you tell me where the name came from?
Yeah, absolutely. Band started with Lucas and Eric just kind of getting together and jamming, and it turned into something where, like, other people were hearing about this group that was doing stuff just from friends, and so just to give it a name other than this band I have with 3 other guys. Lucas used to live in this real shitty apartment in Koreatown that the elevator was always broken. And so it's kind of just like a stone thought, like, yeah, the Void Elevator, the Void Vator.
The Void
Which is kind of like a whack name, but they just needed a placeholder, and then it kind of stuck. Eric tells everybody it means Darth Vader in Spanish. That's pretty funny, but...
no, it's a fucking great name, man, because, you know, to me, it's like, I was like, is this a sci-fi thing or something that I'm missing, you know, a name or something?
It kind of catches your attention once you can remember it.
Right, and
You
it's
know
like,
what I mean?
it's like an Aerosmith name to me. Like, when you first hear Aerosmith, you're like, what the Aerosmith? Now it's so normal, and I think Void Vator is that kind of name. I already, since I've discovered you guys, to Void Vator, yeah, Void Vator. It just rolls off the tongue, man.
We like that.
Yeah, it definitely works, brother. But you guys got a great story. Like, your singer from Uruguay, right?
Yeah.
Did he come over with your drummer together?
With Harmon, yeah.
Wow, so they're buds, right?
They knew each other. I think Harmon was 15 and Lucas was like 12 when they first met in Uruguay.
Wow.
So they played in bands back there, and then it kind of reached a ceiling where they were like, there's only so much we can do in Uruguay. We got to go to like where there's more eyes on everything, and so they took the leap and moved to LA, saved up a bunch of dough, and they moved to LA for like 6 months. And Harmon, I think, had to go back because he had, more. It's so unfortunate that he's actually not even in the States right now. He's in England. He lives up there now because the States was giving him such a hard time with his visa that he was just killing himself being out here. So
that sucks.
Totally unfortunate, but we owe a lot to him just because he still is a huge part of Void Vator. Love him to death, wish he was here, but he does a lot of the video editing for our music videos. His wife Janalee is a huge director, photographer, kind of shit like that. So.
Okay. So that helps you guys out on that end. But yeah, he's a huge part. So he's still a part of Void Vator, right? When you guys...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not playing with us by chance. He's actually playing with a different band out in the States, or in the UK, which is like, can't hold anybody back. If the players got to play, that's what we're here to do, is play music, right? And we can't let him being over there stop us, and
Absolutely.
we can't stop him from doing what he wants to do, so.
Right, so who do you have on drums now?
Right now, this next tour that we have coming up, our buddy Joey DiBiase, who we actually had on a tour when he was filling in for a band from St. Louis called Final Drive.
Okay.
But Joey plays drums for Jamie Josta's solo project, Josta. He does a lot of like festival stuff with him in Europe.
Okay.
So Joey's a name. His dad, Joe DiBiase, actually played bass in Fate's Warning. He's the original bass player for Max Band. So
yeah, it's feeling good.
They're a cool musician, like East Coast musician family.
Right, so it feels good. He's filling in good, man. You like it?
Oh yeah, dude. He's one of those dudes that you meet on tour, just like how you were saying, like texting with me or whatever. Like you just feel energy right off the bat, and you're like, oh, this will be easy.
Yeah, no shit, man. Now your guitar player Eric, man, came from Detroit, right? Came over to LA, played with a few bands, and finally got the Void Vator thing going. So, do you believe in the law of attraction, man? Because the way you guys came together, you know?
Yeah, I think there's something crazy about Los Angeles, man, that like everybody has to come here to meet the right people, and then the minute you do, then it's like, okay, well now you need to get out of the Los Angeles and go everywhere else, but you know what I mean? Like,
right.
I think something about this town like brings everybody together just because that's what you need to do. Like if you want to play music, you got to get to LA. More so than Austin and Nashville, only because I know those are huge cities too right now. I guess for like rock metal specifically.
Okay.
Even though Austin has a lot of crazy rock metal bands right now too, but yeah, I would agree with law of attraction for sure. This place is, I don't want to say magic because it's not. Magic has like a positive connotation. It's wicked, dude.
Right.
LA's a trip.
So yeah, I was gonna ask you that. Now, is California still the place for a musician to go? You know how Seattle kind of took over that in the '90s with the grunge thing? Seattle was the place that bands were just crowding. Is LA still a base that's worth a guy packing his guitar case and going out there?
I think so, because that shows that you want to do this thing, you know what I mean? Does it need to necessarily be LA? No, but getting up and going I think is important. I don't know, it's weird. LA, it doesn't, I don't think it needs to be LA. There's lots of other places that have killer scenes, like Indianapolis has a killer metal scene.
Okay.
Texas, I mean, the whole state, there's all sorts of cool shit going on all the time. Portland, yeah, I don't think LA necessarily, but you do, I mean, you got to know somebody out here. That's
the key.
Just because it's such a big city, you know.
Now, is that something that you had as a positive? Did you have some connections that really helped you kick off the band? Because you guys, since 2015, hey, you've done some damage, man. You've been out there working hard.
We've been efficient, to say the least.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, you guys will work hard, man.
Just from all of us playing, you know, even Lucas only being in, United States for, I don't know, I guess 2 years, 3 years.
That's incredible.
He met people. I mean, Eric, has played with all sorts of different bands, so he has all sorts of connections too. I grew up here in LA. I'm the only one that. It seems there's fewer and fewer of us that are like born and raised here.
Right.
But I played in bands and met people too. So I think the connections are important, but none of us are really dicks. So that's a huge thing. You know what I mean? Like,
and
we do other bands favors, so they do us favors. It's just that's how music scenes work. You got to help each other out. There shouldn't be any sort of ego of like, oh, I can't share this person's post, or I can't talk up this band. I can't rep their shirt. Like, you have to be like a total, I don't know, elitist about it. And it's not like that.
Yeah.
It's victory for one is a victory for all. If there's more eyes on the scene, that means there's more love for specific bands. It can't be just one band drawing all the attention. The goal is to build it up, So.
Absolutely, and you have to have a scene, right? I mean, what good is, one band? You need a scene, you need contrast, you need something, right? And it only makes sense.
You need somewhere to play and hone your craft and,
have you
sell
ever
tickets when you're 15 years old just so you know how to, not do that later, you know what I mean? Like,
right. Have you ever done...
You gotta pay your dues.
Have you ever done gigs in the past, Sam? Like, I've done gigs in the past where we talk about competitiveness between bands and how some bands don't want to help other bands. Have you ever done a show where maybe the other bands that are on the bill where you just stand there and don't kind of
yeah, for
don't
sure.
give you any feedback or
I'm not sure why. But.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I think if a band does that, you're doing something right because you know.
I think so too.
Right, you're threatening them in some way, you know.
There's nothing wrong with being competitive. In fact, that's good. You know, if this band does this at their show, and then this next band is like, fuck, we got to step it up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, songwriting, stage show, whatever. But yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, it all happens, man. I mean, you guys got a great story. I mean, in the releases you guys have had, you got the. I wanted to ask you about Dehumanized, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the 5 songs you guys got on there are like 5 singles to me. Do you look at it that way?
For sure.
Those are strong. I mean, right?
Yeah.
You know, 1 to 5. I mean, fuck, man, they're all singles to me. I'm like, that's a fucking great lineup.
Debut for sure.
Yeah. So, did you feel strong when you put that out? You guys knew those 5 were.
That I mean, those were the songs that I heard that made me decide to join the band. Because I'm not actually playing bass on there, but I played the album release show. That was my first show, so.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, hearing those 5 songs, that's when I was like, I'll do this for sure. You know what I mean? Absolutely. So even from like outside looking in, like it literally got me to join the band.
Right. So yeah, you had a little outside look. So yeah, and that's a great perspective to have. So you knew you wanted it in because yeah, you guys got some great riffing. When a song like Monster or Stranded, like where does it? Who starts a riff usually? Who initiates most of the songs? Is this somebody who's a stronger writer than, or you guys just
Lucas for sure is like the major songwriter.
I love him as a frontman.
Not to say that Eric isn't, because he'll come in with, he'll have, these guys will just like demo songs. All of a sudden I show up to rehearsal and it's like, oh yeah, I wrote this, and all of a sudden there's like 4 new demos to listen to and learn. It's like, dude, what the fuck? I'm definitely not the strongest songwriter, but the ideas definitely come out once we're all in the room. Like once I can hear it, it's a little easier for me. That's the kind of musician I am.
Yeah, that's the way it works for you.
But yeah. I mean, Monster specifically, that was a lot of Lucas and Eric. I have one riff that's in there, that like heavy, like halftime breakdown.
Yeah, that was cool.
Kind of thing. I threw that in there.
That's awesome.
And then Stranded, yeah, that's all Lucas too. That's got that kind of crazy like Alice in Chains chorus and then the super sludge verse and then like the super sludgy chorus. That's kind of like our bread and butter.
Right.
Like 90s vocals with like some heavy riffs,
Right, and that's what I feel like your singer Lucas also made the comment that he felt when you guys got together and when you guys work on these songs, it's very organic, and I felt that when I first heard you guys. I says these guys got some kind of vibing going because. It's about songs, man, and you guys are writing 100%. Songs. So you guys are writing songs, and then I hear you doing some Thin Lizzy covers. I'm like, all right, I hear some dueling guitars there. I hear the influence there. So you guys, now for you, if I was to ask you, Sam, on your CD collection, what would be the first top 3 that you would take if you had to? What would be your top 3 on? Like, what's the top 3 CDs that you say, man, I couldn't go without these 3, just to get an idea on your musical what you like.
You're gonna trip out on one of them.
Okay.
First one for sure, Live and Dangerous by Thin Lizzy.
Fuck yeah, me too, man. I got the vinyl.
Reinventing the Steel by Pantera.
Wow.
And the last one is There's a Riot Going On by Sly and the Family Stone.
No shit. Ah. And that was another question I was going to ask you.
Sly fan.
I was going to ask you what would be the one we would be surprised, but you just answered that for me. So wow, yeah. So you love the rhythm, man, and you're a bass player.
I mean, Larry Graham is he's the dude that invented slap bass, so it's like. As a bass player, you gotta give love to that.
So yeah, that's another question I had. If I was gonna say top bass player for you, is it Larry Graham? You're saying? If you had to name one that really.
Nah, Cliff for sure.
Oh, all right, Cliff. All right,
yeah,
nice.
Everything I do on stage is like that's you just try to channel everything that he ever did.
Oh, that's
nice.
awesome. Now The Stranded 2019, you're on that one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's
even
another.
That Put Away Wet single before then, that was like the first thing that we released that I was on.
Yeah, man, Come to Hand, a great tune, dude.
Yeah, people have been liking that one. Not when we first put it out, but like in the last like 6 months or so, people have really been talking about that one. It's fun to play.
Yeah, it's that's a sign of a great song when you hear it. The more you hear it, the more you like it. You know what I mean? You don't want to get. It's something that you go back to and you go, shit, I heard something new. Now, oh shit, it's growing on me.
Exactly.
Put Away Wet, man. What a fucking fun song. Great drive. Who wrote that one?
That's Lucas.
Lucas too, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lucas inspires a lot of the stuff, and you guys just put all your spices in there most of the time.
He writes riffs all day long. Like he probably on his hard drive right now, he's got to have easily hundreds of like half-written songs, and then probably thousands of just like riffs and ideas and vocal melodies and whatever. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
And same with Kluber. He still has like cassette tapes of like demos from when he was playing in like Georgia and Atlanta and Detroit with like bands like that. You know what I mean?
No.
So they're always writing. They're always doing all sorts of different shit. So.
Yeah, and it shows, man, in your music that you guys are definitely. But yeah, very, very. There's something. You guys definitely got something, man. In 4 or 5 years, what you guys have done. I mean, just on your own. Because I also read you guys are you're staying independent, right? You're not gonna friggin' mess with no record company that's gonna take your.
Well, right now we have a distribution deal with a label called Ripple Music.
That's the way to do it.
So we were there. I mean, they've always been great to us as far as we've been with them, and it's a kind of it's a cool community of bands. I mean, as far as like a major label, it's that's cross that bridge when we come to it. But we want to be able to do what we're doing musically without too many cooks. Like, also we're just the kind of dudes that like don't take any shit. So once there's a producer that's like, well, what if we do this, and it's like completely out of left field, it's like, nah, go fuck yourself. We're not gonna do that. You know what I mean?
That's
not
awesome.
to say we can't play nice by any means, but like, I don't need some guy coming in and being like, let's change that snare sound, and then having like an engineer pretend like he's doing it and then bring it back. Oh, it sounds great, and he didn't even do anything just to make this guy happy. Like,
yeah, fuck that. No, but that's why you guys are great, because you guys have a vision, man. You got a vision in your music, and you know what you want Void Vator to sound. You don't need some producer to tell you what the hell, how the guitar should be played or if that part should be in there. But you guys are now working with producer Bill Metoyer. Am I saying that right?
That's who we recorded the last Stranded record with.
Right, and he's done some work with Slayer and other bands and stuff.
He's
a
legendary producer.
How do you
feel?
Legend.
He's got all sorts of cool stuff.
How do you feel about it sonically? You liking it? The album?
Yeah. Oh, well, this new record right now we're just writing like demos. There's nothing recorded yet. But as far as recording it with Bill, yeah, it was easy.
Yeah.
I think I did the bass in I don't know, a couple of hours one day. It was super mellow. Like it wasn't stressful for I don't think any of us.
Yeah, no shit. So he's easy to work with, and that's freaking key, man. Because you guys don't want somebody telling you. 'Cause that's the worst thing that can happen. And I think any band that lets somebody do that, it's like you don't have a vision. I don't know, man. I think if you got a vision, you stick to it like you're doing. Hey, 2019, you guys worked a lot, huh? You toured. I mean, we love
toured
those.
A lot. I think we toured like 3 or 4 times.
Right, and how long were those spans each time?
The longest one we did was 5 weeks. Usually when we go out, it's for like 2.5 weeks. This next tour we're doing in March will be, I think, a little over 3 weeks. Right now it's 21 shows in 23 days.
Wow. So yeah, you guys are working hard. And that last tour, any great moments, like anything that sticks out? Was there anything you can tell us, something crazy that happened that you won't get arrested for? Any rock star stuff?
We're pretty good about staying out of trouble.
That's good.
Or at least not getting caught. Last tour we did was Sanhedrin and Slawfeg, and that was up the West Coast. Seattle ripped. Each show was killer, just because both those bands, especially Slawfeg on the West Coast, have been playing since like the 90s and the 80s.
Wow.
So they have like a name built in, so it was cool to like open a show and be like, fuck, there's like seriously some people here. So Seattle ripped, Portland, we went to this, Seattle. We went to Marginal Way, which is this cool skate park under the highway up there. Crazy stories. This isn't like that crazy, but it makes for good social media content. The washer and dryer at the hotel weren't working, so like we got 2 hours before the show. Everybody needs clean clothes. We all smell like dog shit, so like took all the wet clothes and hung them over like a balcony railing. And there's kids running around in like floaties and like it's just like a hotel and these metal bands stay in Seattle.
I remember
So
that.
everybody's like half naked trying to like wait for clothes to dry. And so I'm sitting there and like somebody's got to see this. So I walked down the hall and started showing them like this kind of the madness that we were doing. And at this exact moment, Lucas is shaving Joey's back.
Oh, that's great stuff, though. Good thing you caught all that, right? You caught
all I think about is Pantera Volver videos. So when we're on the road, I'm just trying to think of like, how can we make any of this the exact same thing? Because that shit I love.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I
That
saw
was great.
one where Lucas, something at the vending machine. What one was that I saw?
That was a good one too. He was at the claw machine.
Yeah.
We were getting gas, and I don't know if we smelled too much of the gasoline or what, but we were like, let's make a video of Lucas like going to the Olympics for like claw machine, grabbing or whatever. So yeah, just trying to entertain yourselves on the road. Sometimes those drives are long, so I gotta have something to do.
Yeah, but those are great.
And people seem to laugh and talk about it, so that's a victory.
Exactly. You can take just a simple moment like that and use it as a nice little PR moment just to stay connected with everybody. We also love when you guys do the Facebook Live when you're on the road in the truck.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I'm there every time.
Going on.
Just talking to everybody,
I love it.
Yeah. It's crazy how many bands just like expect people to know about like when they're playing or like when things are going on, or not even just bands, just like people in general. Like, didn't you get my e-fight?
Yeah.
Like, you gotta hit everybody on everything all the time.
Yeah. No shit.
Even if you're not getting huge hits on, it's just the consistency or in the back of their brain. At some point, they're like, "Fuck, I see Void Vator's name in my email,
Yeah.
my fucking Instagram, and my Twitter, and my man." Like, well,
Yeah,
buy something.
that's right, man. But it's true. You got to stay in the psyche. I mean, this is the information age. How many times are we on our phones just blowing by stuff, seeing if something just pops up, or something and you just blow by. So yeah, you got to pick your spots. Yeah, totally obsessed, right? Yeah. Oh, that's.
We're all guilty of it, man. But you got to take advantage of that if you're in a band and you want people to hear it. That's what they're there to do.
It's a necessary evil, and I mean that's how I discovered you guys, connecting with you, my friend, and then I found the band.
Well, that's a beautiful thing. See, that's the good that comes out of it.
Exactly, and that's what I love about this, and that's what I love about the independence about this stuff. As much as you want a big entity that can put money into you and maybe get you more exposure, you can do it independent. Like, I mean, think about maybe 10, 15 years ago, Void Vator, you trying to do this promotion. Would we have maybe found you guys? Probably not, You guys might have been...
Yeah, no, it's true. It does take a lot of hands, though, because earlier we were talking about, like, going to a label and, as far as major label route, but Ripple has a whole network of just friends. Like, that's the thing. Like, it's all just kind of friends helping each other out, and some friends, have a logo and a company that they work for or that they've made, and other friends just like know people, what I mean?
Yeah.
So it takes, you can do it independently, it definitely takes a lot more work, but you meet all sorts of people along the way, and that's kind of what it's all about. Like, music's taking me to New Orleans for St. Patrick's Day, like what? What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. And you have a blast with that, right?
Oh my God, I can't even. And we still have a bunch of green Void Vator baseball tees left, so those things are going to go off. Everybody in New Orleans is going to have one by the end of it.
Yeah, that's great. I saw that merch. That's my next step. I got to support you guys. I got to get some of those tees. And you guys got a couple of vinyls out too, right?
We do. We've got the Stranded record on vinyl that's got like this cool ox blood splatter, they call it. And then Eric released a compilation. He put together a little record label called No Legacy Records, and it's all California bands.
Okay.
Up and down the West Coast. That came out probably a little over like 2-ish years at this point. But it's got Disaster from San Francisco. That's a really cool band. They're now signed to Heavy Psych Records. They just put out an album yesterday.
Wow.
Check it out. Who
Yeah,
else is
definitely.
on there? That's really cool. Zimani from San Diego. They're
Zimani.
kind of like old school denim leather, like fast paced, Iron Maiden-y, Judas Priest metal. Yeah,
Cool.
there's all sorts of cool bands on
Right, and we'll look for that because that's what we're always surfing for, man. We're always looking. We're bands like you guys. You guys, you're a modern band, but you have that classic lean. You know, your riffs are so modern, but you're classic. You know, you like I said, I heard a little Thin Lizzy in there with the dual guitars.
Yeah.
You know, so that's a great way that you guys mix that, and I think that's unique and it's hard to do, and that's why. Now your singer Lucas, man, he's got some pretty good lead chops. Is he self-taught?
Yeah. I mean, I think he probably took a little bit of lessons in Uruguay, but as far as going to like a school or anything like that, no.
Wow, no shit. So
Yeah.
that's why you can hear it in the music. And yourself.
Yeah, no, he shreds.
You're self-taught too, right? Just picked up the bass, started rocking.
Well, as far as bass, yeah, I took guitar lessons from like 10 to 13. And then just stopped taking lessons but kept playing, and then got to high school and had friends that were just like shredding years beyond me just because I wanted to play basketball and music, but I like really wanted to play basketball and be like, fucking kid with a girlfriend on the basketball team, blah, blah, blah. And then I didn't make the team and was like, fuck this shit, and then got pissed and started playing bass and heavy metal, so. So about 11 years at this point, but I mean, you meet people along the way and they inspire you and show you all sorts of different stuff, but all my favorite bass players use their fingers,
Yeah.
Steve Harris and Frankie Bello and Geddy Lee and people like that, and John Paul Jones, and so I just ditched the guitar pick. It was, it's a big learning curve for sure.
Right.
Like I had friends that could play Eruption and like all sorts of other VH songs, and then when it's time to play Good Times, Bad Times, and there's that little bass lick, I just would like slide up and slide down because I couldn't even do that shit yet. So came a long way for sure.
Yeah. So you're doing the finger picking, which with the bass, it's a technique to that, man. It takes a little while. But yeah, that's the way to do it, and it changes your
I think
sound
it looks
too.
cooler too.
Yeah, it looks cooler, right? Yeah.
They seem to dig it.
Yeah. Are you particular about what bass you play? Oh, it doesn't matter. 4 strings and you.
I mean, I own all Fenders. I love
Okay.
my jazz basses and I love my P basses. I mean, Lucas brought a Dean to practice the other day. His homie that works at a gas station just like gave it to him and he fixed it up and it sounded pretty mean. I just don't really like the way Deans look. They sound bad though.
Right.
I'll play all sorts of different shit, but Fenders are for sure my favorite.
That's your favorite. That's the one you like to rock. Now, last year, Sam, did you guys hit up here in the Northeast Providence or anywhere?
We played Alchemy, yeah.
Okay, I missed that,
Yeah,
man.
we
I
did.
saw that afterwards. I mean, we're right here in East Providence, Rhode Island. I mean, that's like 5 minutes from me. And I was like, shit, we fucking missed that. Are you guys going to come around the area at all?
That's the plan. We're
Okay.
supposed to stick to the West Coast this summertime, but we should be back before it gets too cold out by you guys.
Yeah, right now.
Ah.
That's the
Yeah.
hope,
Cold.
What's your temperature there right now where you're at?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't been outside yet, but I bet it's probably a beautiful 68.
Shit, we're like in single digits here for one
Yeah, fuck
day.
that.
Fuck
I'm
that,
about to
man.
Go outside with no shoes on and smoke a joint
That's
out
not-
there.
Yeah,
That's what I
sweet.
want.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the California weed is the best too, man.
Oh,
You
yeah.
gotta love that. But so did you see that post I gave you of that Bold Point, that outdoor show that they're doing, the Summerfest? Megadeth is headlining that thing. I mean, you guys maybe through your management or send your information there. There might be
I'll send it to Ripple. Yeah. I totally. Since we signed to them, I haven't sent it to Todd or John or any of those guys.
Yeah,
So.
it's just a great outdoor stage, and I'm just thinking they're bringing Metallica, In Flames, and Trivium on this bill. So I'm thinking if there's a bunch of rock bills coming through this summer, you guys might be able to jump on one, you know. And
Absolutely.
it's-
Yeah, I mean the plan right now is West Coast, but nothing's booked. So if there's the hardest thing is getting like an anchor show. So if that's now there's something to go out to or to,
Right.
like go out for and work back.
And then work your way back, yeah.
Like
So
trucking.
it's like
You
fucking.
need a backhaul.
It's like trucking. Jeff used to
I'd
truck.
love to play on the East Coast during the summertime. We had a blast out there last time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Did you? The crowds. You had some good feedback from the fans.
Well, it's just you wake up and like it feels like every other day, but you're like, dude, I'm on the fucking East Coast right now.
Yeah.
I'm on the complete other side of the country.
Other side of the
playing
country.
music.
Right. Yeah, no shit. Playing your music to people, man.
It's crazy.
It's fucking nuts, right? Yeah, and that's the beauty.
Out, dude.
So, what do you think about the way music works today, Sam? You know, like we always talk about. We ask artists about the days where you could sell 20 million copies and have your black album and be set. Like, what do you think about today? Like the struggle of a band, like how. What do you think it's the show? Because we've been told by other artists, the show is where the money is. You kind of give the album away for the show.
Well, the bar is low,
Okay.
to say the least. So, to get in top 200 for Billboard, all you got to do is sell like, I don't know, 200 records each month.
Is that
which
crazy?
On paper, not that much.
No.
You know what I mean? How do I feel about it? I wish people bought music the way they used to. I wish record stores was like a place that you like met up before you went out. Yeah, but I mean, we're kind of just like traveling salesmen. I set up the merch to look like some sort of heavy metal bazaar bodega.
Yeah.
So that everybody can kind of come and check it out. The more stuff you have to sell, though, the more money you're gonna make. That's just kind of how it works. You know what I mean? Like. Hats, shirts. I want to get Void Vator nunchucks made. I thought that would be kind of sick.
You'd sell
buy
them
wholesale. Because Lucas is getting really good with nunchucks.
Is
all
he?
crazy out of nowhere. He came to rehearsal and he's like, dude, I bought some nunchucks. And then he sent me some videos and he's like really doing like these Bruce Lee moves. It's pretty dope.
Watch out for
Be careful.
The music's got to be there firsthand.
Yep.
If you want to have any kind of longevity, you know what I mean? Because you see how many different acts and how many singles are like, here's this for 1 minute, here's that for 1 minute. It's just kind of all very quick to like make a quick buck. But if you want to like actually do this, if you're a lifer, like most of us are, and that's why we're talking from across the country, like music's got to be there number one. And so the fact that you guys like really appreciate the songwriting like means the world, because that's what we, that's the easy part. Writing the music's the easy part.
Yeah.
Usually you think it'd be the other way around, but for it's just lots of hard work. So if you want to make it in the time that we're in, you just gotta work even harder than you did before, which is like, what else were you planning on doing?
Yeah. Right.
What are you willing to give up?
Yeah.
I listen to all sorts of different comedians, and there's a lot of like their podcasts, and there's a lot of overlap as far as like coming up and like, how bad do you want this? What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to sacrifice to do this? Like, if you really want this, give it 110 and even more, and you'll see lots of results. And that's kind of where we're at. You know?
Yeah, and you're doing a good job, man, because you guys are moving. I mean, in 4 or 5 years, you guys have gotten your name out there. I think you're spreading the disease very well, man. And what was I going to say?
That, spreading the disease.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, spreading the disease.
corona.
Absolutely, and that's what we got to do, man. You got to keep it alive. You freaking. It's not easy out there, man. It's not easy out there. And I think about bands like yourself, because I've played out, and I'm just not playing at this time now, but I know the plight of a band, Sam. I know what you guys are doing. When I see you guys, you're out there, you're smiling, you're having great energy, and that's what it's all about, man. That's what's really all about, and it shows, man. I hope you guys never change, and shit, we're rooting for you guys to get bigger and bigger.
Oh, we appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
you just gotta keep doing it, that's all.
Yeah.
Good, bad, don't stop. Just keep going, it'll work out. Nothing's permanent.
Yep. Any release date on the new album?
Yeah, I mean, it's coming out this summer. All the songs are written. Joey gets into town from Connecticut March 2nd, and then we start recording drums on the 6th and 7th. We'll go out on tour, Spring Breakneck 2020, some shows at South by Southwest. We're playing in New Orleans, Detroit, Indiana, all sorts of cool shit.
Fuck yeah.
And then when we come back, we'll record bass and vocals and guitars. And I don't have a date for summertime, but this summer we got to get it out because it rips, dude. It's faster, it's heavier, it's meaner. It's got some big songs on it.
Oh,
8
man.
songs. Keep it old school, kind of like how Metallica used to do 8 songs.
You're right.
I'm sure we'll have our buddy Max at Bromaster Visual Decay do the album cover because he always does such good work.
Right.
We're supposed to have a 7-inch come out with Moss Generator this summertime. We're each doing a Queen song, so it's going to be like a Queen split 7-inch.
Shit, nice. How did that come
just
about?
Just more stuff for people to listen to and dig into and check out. You know?
How did that Queen idea come about, Sam?
Lucas brought it up one day. I don't remember. It wasn't like he watched Bohemian Rhapsody and then was like, I think he was just like, he got stuck in a YouTube void and he came across the show at Live Aid and was just like re-inspired and was like, dude, we gotta do a fucking Queen song. And so we were just kind of throwing out ideas. And COC does a really cool cover of Son and Daughter off the first Queen record, and we just all kind of decided on Tie Your Mother Down. And so for a long time we were playing, at first we were just playing it in the set, and then we signed to Ripple and they were like, what kind of like cool different ideas do you guys have? Do you have any covers that you do? And so we did that, and the guys at Moss Generator, Tony and everybody, they're big Queen fans, so we're gonna put out a Queen 7-inch, just on vinyl and digitally. You know, we're not gonna press them on CDs or cassettes or nothing, but
Yeah.
just something cool and kind of collectors would be into, you know.
Oh, it's freaking awesome, man. Sam, thank you so much, man, for giving us some time, man. We hope.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. We're gonna spread the word like we do, and just let people know, because I think you guys are deserving of that, man. You guys are a real rock and roll band that writes some great freaking songs. You got great energy, man. You're I mean, you give us the time. We asked you, you were just like, yeah, man, I'm there. You know,
It's
I'm
easy.
like,
Yeah.
easygoing guy, and tell the guys in the band, man, we love you guys, and if ever
Absolutely.
we can have all you guys maybe on, or
Absolutely.
some of the other guys, we'll have some of the other guys on, or all four of you, man, at some point, maybe before the end of the year, or after the album's out, catch you guys on tour in the truck or something, and call you or something, you know what I mean? So I appreciate it, Sam. So spring, we're getting an album, we're getting a tour. You guys are going to go out, do your work, and let the people know and hear it. Now, sonically on this new album, is it really, are you here, sonically, is it a big difference? Are you like...
No, it's not a big difference. It's just, we're writing what we want to write, you know what I mean?
Right.
As opposed to, not that like the last couple records have been like, this is what we think people want. You just, you write songs, and this is kind of, that was the point that we're at, and the rest of it is kind of definitely more in the vein of like Monster off Stranded,
Gotcha.
Like once Ripple released Stranded, we added those two songs, and it's, it's heavier, it's just more metal, it's got more shred, the riffs are
I'm looking
gnarlier, it's bigger choruses, it rips.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to that.
I'm just a fan of the songs, like I find myself humming them at work, you know what I mean, like it's that kind of thing.
That's great, yeah, when it gets stuck in your head, so I'm looking forward to that, man. So thanks again, Sam. Sam Harmon from Void Vator, California-based band. Thank you so much, and we hope to do this again, brother.
You got it, boys. Let's do it soon. Talk to you soon.
All right, we'll see you. Bye.
Okay, later.
Later.